Right in the middle of Raleigh, there's hundreds of acres of land, and that used to be a mental hospital. And in the next few years, it's going to completely change this city. What's going on? My name is John Tennant. I'm a realtor here in Raleigh-Durham area. If you're thinking about moving to Raleigh or anywhere in the Triangle, I'll put a link in the description where you can reach out to me directly. But today's video is a little different because it's not just about real estate, it's about one of the most important pieces of land in Raleigh and how it went from something people avoided to something that's shaping the future of the entire city. What is Dorothea Dix Park? Right next to downtown Raleigh sits Dorothea Dix Park, over 300 acres of open land, one of the best skyline views in the city. And today it's known for festivals, events, open green space, and some of the best sunset views in Raleigh. But what most people don't realize is that land has a very different past. The history. The land was originally home to Dorothea Dix Hospital, a mental health facility that opened in the mid-1800s. According to records from the state of North Carolina, the hospital first opened up in 1856. And at its peak, it housed thousands of patients at a time, making it one of the largest facilities of its kind in the region. This isn't just a hospital, this is essentially its own self-contained community. They had farmland, staff housing, workshops, and operations running on-site. And like many facilities from that era, the history is complex. You had overcrowding, limited resources, and a very different understanding of mental health than we have today. But at the same time, this is one of the earliest large-scale efforts in North Carolina to provide structured mental health care. So while the past isn't simple, it is a really important part of Raleigh's story. Decline and closure. Over time, as mental health care evolved, facilities like this started to phase out. The hospital eventually closed in 2012, and for a while, the land just sat there, hundreds of acres, right next to downtown with no clear future. And that's when the question became, what do we do with land like this? The turning point. In 2015, the city of Raleigh made a major move. They purchased the land from the state for roughly $52 million. The city secured over 300 acres of land just minutes from downtown. And this is where everything changed. The vision is no longer, what do we do with this land? It became, what could this become? The goal for Dorothea Dix Park is to turn it into one of the largest urban parks in the country. To put that into perspective, this is one of the largest planned urban parks in the Southeast. The long-term plan includes massive green spaces, walking trails, event venues, public art, and gathering spaces. And what makes this even more unique, this isn't being built all at once. This is a long-term, decades-level vision, which means every few years you're going to see more and more added to the park and more value added to the city around it. And we're already starting to see what that park can become. Events and Dreamville impact. One of the biggest examples of that is Dreamville Festival. Dreamville, created by J. Cole, not only one of the biggest artists in the world, but also someone who's from North Carolina. And out of literally anywhere in the country, he chose to host his festival right there in Dorothea Dix Park. It wasn't small. Each year, Dreamville brought in tens of thousands of people with a total attendance across the weekend, often reaching 80,000 visitors. It featured major artists, national attention, and turned Raleigh into a destination city for that weekend. And according to local reports, the festival garnered millions of dollars in economic impact for the city, from hotels, restaurants, transportation, and tourism. So this isn't just a concert, it was proof that Raleigh can host large-scale, nationally recognized events on this land. Even though Dreamville isn't continuing in the same way moving forward, the city already made it clear. The space will continue to be used in major festivals and large-scale events in the future. So what you're seeing right now is just the beginning. Why is this a big deal? Here's why this matters more than most people think. This isn't just a park, this is over 300 acres right next to downtown Raleigh. This is extremely rare. In fact, it's almost unheard of to have 300 acres of open land this close to a downtown core in a growing city. Most cities, land like this would be developed into high-rises, sold to private developers, or completely built out. But Raleigh is doing something different. They're preserving it and building around it. Real estate impact. This is where it connects directly to real estate. When you have a development like this, especially close to downtown, it changes everything around it. You typically see property values increase nearby, developments around the area, more demand from buyers, more attention on the city overall. And historically, proximity to major parks and green space have been shown to increase home values, sometimes by 5 to 20% depending on the market. So areas around Dix Park are already starting to see more interest. The entertainment city. Now combine this with what's been happening nearby, like the development around Lenovo Center, you're starting to see Raleigh shift into more of an entertainment, events, destination-based city. This isn't just growth, it's strategic growth. What this means for you. If you're thinking about moving to Raleigh, this is the kind of thing you want to pay attention to. Because you're not just buying a home, you're buying into a city that's evolving. And projects like this are becoming a big reason why many people are choosing Raleigh right now. If you've been thinking about making a move to Raleigh or just want to understand what areas make the most sense, check out the link in the description, reach out to me directly, and I will help you figure out what's the best fit for you. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos highlighting the Triangle area, and we will see you in the next one.